Sylvie, so glad to have you here. Love all the stuff you have going on here on Reinvention Daily. Everyone's favorite question right now: how have you reinvented your business?
Thanks for that, Andrew. Wow. Well, since COVID started, I'm based in the UK. As you can hear, I'm actually Canadian, but I work as a voice coach over here in the UK. And my business came to a standstill when we went into lockdown, which was about the 17th to the 19th of May, somewhere in between there. And yeah, it was really quiet for a while. And also, the business I had lined up kind of fell off the grid, and therefore, I realized that I don't really talk about my work or think about my work unless I'm with my clients. And therefore, something like what you're doing and in the reinvention episodes is that I started a free webinar series. And my free webinar series was basically for me to share information with people, because I found that it would be more relevant to share it with people who need it during the time of crisis, and knowing how to communicate, because we're going from in-person to virtual. How do you communicate effectively? How do you deal with everything that's going on? There's a crisis going on. How do you deal with the crisis comms? And then Black Lives Matters movement started, and then understanding what our culture was, what our identity was, and our voice. So I really wanted to leave a space for people to learn, but also leave a space for people to speak, to give them a space to kind of just share what they've been through and create a community, so that we could all listen to each other and learn from each other in that way, and also rounding it out with the voice and communications aspect. So that's kind of how I started reinventing my business. I suppose it started also picking up later on during lockdown in about May. So my business started coming back again, but also in a very different way. A lot of things were more online. People who have settled into lockdown started looking for things to do, trying to understand how can they improve their effective communication, and also understanding how do they want to come across now, because with all the things that were going on in the world, they sometimes found that, is this the time for me to speak? Can I find the courage to speak? And also, if I have it and it's bubbling inside me, can I with somebody to do it in the right way of how I want to be seen? And that's kind of what I've been working on a lot of, doing since lockdown. And yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing.
I love it. And all the content we see every day, as I've said to you multiple times, you are a guiding light, and you are someone who really, really, really is important right now in just the way we speak, sharing our voice, communicating, expressing. It is so important right now, and people are listening. And again, I applaud you for all that you do, and I thank you for all that you do. And Sylvie, it leads me into my next question is, what's the new conversation that you want to start as we move forward?
That is a big question. Give me a minute. There's so many things that we could say right here to answer this question, but I think something that would help everyone is to find out, how can I be more me and be able to share that without hiding anything? And how can we, in a way, in a better way to put it, I suppose, is how can I work through the fear, or how can I find the courage to show up as me and who I identify as? Because I think identity has come up so much over the last 2 months, and understanding from other people's point of view, and also identifying with how you feel about what you're learning and what you're receiving at that time, and then translating that to understanding how we want to be seen, how we want to share our voice now.